Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Alyssa. I garden on Long Island in New York, Zone 7B, and welcome to the April Garden Tour. So, for those of you who saw last month's garden tour, lots of change has happened. I honestly did not appreciate spring until I started gardening, but once I started gardening and I'm outside, so much change happens so quickly, it's awesome. So, let's get started. So behind me is the Japanese maple, and last time it was just bare sticks, but you can see she's leafing out, looking really great. On this side, and this is all the front yard garden bed, you can see we have some daffodils and some of the first sets of tulips that are opening up. They're so pretty. Tulips can be a little bit of a hassle because they don't naturalize the same way daffodils do, but they're so pretty. So our tulips and our daffodils are coming up. You can see we have some hosta coming up. The stone crop here and here has popped their heads up. You also saw in a previous video that I moved these two red twig dogwoods, this guy and this guy here, from the back to the front. I was worried about them, but they're waking up in their new spots and they look great. And the winterberry holly, most of its berries have dried up and have fallen off, and it's starting to leaf out too. And in the back over here, the thing I'm actually probably the most excited about in this bed is this camellia. Last time you guys saw this, I was really worried that it was dying, it wasn't gonna make it. I came back and I cut out a lot of the, there's still some, but I cut out a lot of the kind of brown, dead looking branches and buds, and she's budding up. So really excited. This hasn't even been in the ground for a year yet, but making these beautiful pink, thought they'd be a little bit more red, but pink blooms, so really happy. Then kind of lastly in this bed is the two, I still have to put the names on the screen because I cannot say the names of these two cherry trees, but if you come up you can see they're leafing out and we have some buds coming up here and here. Hopefully we get a bunch more. It's still early. These tend to flower later than some of the other cherry trees that are in the neighborhood. I think it's just this species, but they're starting and really excited about those two. All right, so let's come to this front border now. Not so much going on here just yet, but still a lot different than the March garden tour. There's some hostas that are coming up over here. I cut down the butterfly bush and you can see they're starting to leaf out. I cut these down pretty harsh. They were probably up to here, but I cut them down, they can take it, and they're coming up. Over here, I've tried to do a couple of different shade things. There's some Jacob's Ladder that's coming up. I love that it has these green and yellow leaves with these little purple flowers. And again, mostly tulips and a few daffodils. I think these are daffs that are coming up as well. That's, oh, actually there is some more stuff in this, but I always forget. There's two phlox that are coming up, and then there's going to be, this is a veronica. There's one or two veronica that are sprinkled throughout here. Not so much going on in this kind of front edge bed, but I'll probably put some more annual color in. But that's what we have going on so far for the perennials. Okay, so now let's go over to the other front side bed. Lots going on over here. So the side beds have a lot of spring color. So the heath might need a little bit of water, but the heath is doing pretty well actually. Nice little purple accent for the hedge. And then you can see in here, there's lots of daffodils that are coming up. I mean, I just love these. I think they're so interesting and so cool. They're just different from the more typical daffodils that we see, which I have some of, but I love these. I got these from Johnny's, the Narcissa. They're great. Then in here, this is a little lime punch hydrangea. I did a little bit of pruning a few days ago, and this one's starting to leaf out. This will get a nice kind of pinkish color come the fall. Then there's the false cypress here. I've mentioned before that I took this one from the back. There's 3 of them in total. This one is loving its life here. It has gotten a lot bigger. I actually think as I'm looking at it now, it's doubled in size, but I'm probably gonna move it along with the other ones to a different part. I like it here, but I think it's gonna take over too much space. Then we have our other camellia. This is a pink icicle camellia, that a much lighter pink than the other one. This one's been in the ground longer. I'm gonna need to trim it up for some shape, probably this year, help it get a little bit bushier, but it's just nice, really early pink blooms. This weeper that I have here is a Japanese snowbell. It makes these like tiny, cute white flowers. I don't actually think I've seen this flower just yet. It made a couple of buds this year, but it's still young. I think this is only its second year in this spot, but I really like this weeping habit, and I think the leaves are actually very pretty. So I like this one here too, and it's looking really good this year. A couple of other things in this bed. I talked about the daffodils, but there's also some tulips that are going to be coming up, but the tulips come up, most of the tulips I have come up a little bit later, so you can see this one just starting to peek its head up. This here is a David Austin rose who I just put in this fall, and I cannot remember which one this is, unfortunately, so this is going to be a surprise for all of us. I'm pretty sure it's pink, but I don't remember the variety. Now, 2 other things in here that I'm excited about. Well, one, I have this peony back here, All About Jazz. I knew this was here, and I think I've mentioned before that I'm probably going to move this one because when I put this one in, the hydrangea wasn't here, and I think they're going to compete. So I think I'm going to move this one after the daffodils go down. I think I'm going to move it up here to the front. Even though it's going to be a tall plant and you're not usually supposed to do that, I think I'm going to. But the thing that surprised me this spring is initially when I put this bed in, I put 3 peony plants in. That one, there was another one over here and another one in the front. I thought the other 2 were dead. I still think one of them is dead, but apparently one of them survived. So I realized this spring, this one is peeking up. And I'm really excited because I thought it was dead. I have no idea which variety this is. For now, I'm probably going to leave this one here because it, I think, fought its way back from the dead. So I'm going to leave it, but I'm really excited because I thought it was gone. Now it has me curious if the other peony is hiding somewhere. But this is the front side garden bed and really nice spring color. And I think it's starting to drizzle. Okay, now let's move on to the front side yard. The front pathway. Lots more spring color over here. I'll start with the Pieris japonica. You can really hear the birds today. I'll start with the Pieris japonica because, like I said before, I was not a fan of this tree, but I finally started taking care of it, and I actually really like it now. And these blooms actually smell really nice, although they don't. Oh, they do. They are starting to get their scent now, which is awesome. And there's none right now, but very often I see some big carpenter bees over here, so they like this guy. And then underneath, I just have it underplanted with some hosta. You can see the hosta do really well in this spot. In the front corner over there, they don't do as well, but they're thriving here. I mean, these look like I could divide them even more pretty soon. Oh, yep, there's those bees. Okay, so now, the front path. So first, I misspoke in the March garden tour. I called this ground cover a creeping thyme, but it's actually lamium. The lamium is what has the nice greenish silver leaf, and these probably in another few weeks are going to make these beautiful purple flowers. But you can see last time maybe it wasn't even leafed out this well. You could barely see them. I was worried about them coming back, but I didn't need to worry because you can see they're starting to put their carpet out. More daffodils. So this side has some of the more like cheerful yellow daffodils, more natural, I think, the types that we're typically used to. The hellebores are looking great. The purple hellebores are new this year. The white ones I had last year, but they came up really well. This tiny, tiny purple one I bought the same time I bought the white ones, but this is the only one that survived from that first set. It's different than these. You can see the centers. This has a lighter color center, and these are kind of purely purple throughout. I have some more hellebores that I'm going to put in a different section, and I think I might take this one out and put it with those. But the hellebores are looking really nice. And I mentioned last time these little Home Depot plants that I got, cowslips. Now you can actually see them. These cute little yellow flowers. Again, just some nice early spring color. This is a Princess Anne David Austin rose, which again, the roses, it's getting about time for me to fertilize the roses. I pruned them probably back in February, and you can see, lots new green growth. This is another one that I just put in the fall, but I'm excited. This is supposed to make some nice, pretty pink flowers. Then, so excited. This beauty is the Thunderclap Flowering Plum. So many pink flowers, and I love the contrast of these very light, kind of delicate pink color with the more burgundy foliage. I think this would do a little bit better if it had a little bit more sun. I feel like when I see other people's Thunderclap plum trees, the blooms are bigger and more expansive. This is also still a young tree, but I think this year it's doing better than, maybe this is its third year. This is the best showing. Last year, I think we got a couple of blooms. The wind blew them away, but this is looking beautiful. So I'm really excited about this one. This looks great. All right, what else do we have over here? So more of the lamium, stone crop that I divided from the one in front, some more daffodils. This is Silver Mound. I'm going to put the actual name on the screen because I just can't remember its actual name, but Silver Mound. There's one here and one here. This one obviously looks like it's coming up a little bit stronger than this guy, but I apparently seem to like this very silvery green foliage because this makes these big cascading silver, that's why it's called silver mounds here and here. So you'll see probably by the next garden tour, they're really going to be showing off. Then we have the two heuchera. Interestingly, this one is coming up a lot faster than this one. I don't know if maybe I cut this one back a little too harshly, but it's starting to leaf out, so it's fine, but it's definitely behind this guy. But it'll be fine. Then last year, I put a few more perennials here that I honestly almost forgot about until everything started coming up. I have a lily here. And oh, yes, over by this daffodil, there's some iris. This one, and I think there's another two in the bed. Yes, there's that one, and there's another one over here, and there should be one more down there. Do I remember what color these are, guys, or what variety? No, because half the time I don't label anything. So we'll all see together when these actually show some blooms. And then the last thing in this bed is the Queen Elizabeth rose. This was one that I just got from Home Depot a couple of years ago, but look how tall she is. very elegant and makes beautiful, beautiful pink flowers. So that's about it for the front garden, for the front side garden. The only other thing that's different both here and along the back path as well from the last garden tour is that we added these lights. It's really pretty, just a soft color. It actually does a little bit of a pattern on the ground. And today is really nice. And hopefully, and they're solar powered, so hopefully they'll get enough sun so that tonight you can get a good look on what they look like at night. Okay, let's go to the back. Okay, so starting with the side path. So you can see there's some spring blooms back here, but interestingly, I think I focused a lot of spring color in the front, and here tends to show off more a lot in the summer. So this crepe myrtle, you all know this is a late summer plant, so that's not doing anything. The roses are coming up. This one's a Perfume Factory. That one's Perfume Factory, Memorial Day, and another Perfume Factory. Everybody's leafing out, hopefully going to make some buds soon. Things back here that are coming up are some iris here and here. This is a white lily that I don't know the name of this because we got it from Home Depot maybe 3 years ago. It is my favorite lily. When it comes up, I'm going to ask you guys what the name is because this one's my absolute favorite. Back here, I have 3 anise hyssop. This one, so anise hyssop here, here, and a third one here, which, funny enough, I don't remember planting. I thought maybe this was, when I first saw one of them, I was wondering, where did this come from? Is this a native that sort of sprouted itself? But then I realized what they were, and I realized what the pattern was, so I said, I obviously did this myself, but I don't remember doing it, so that's okay. Then we have these hyacinths. I love these. This fall, I'm going to buy and plant a lot more of these. I want hyacinths in big clumps, probably in the front and all along this back pathway because the smell is so nice. I only have a couple, and even still, you can really smell them. So I have a few purple that are back here with these little cheerful daffodils. This peony's coming up. And then in between, there's a catmint here that's a little behind the others because you can see this is just one example of a catmint that's coming up. Guys, before I would have been hard pressed to say what a favorite plant of mine is, but I've got to say, I think catmint might be one of my favorite plants. I just, again, part of it might be because I like purple so much and they make these beautiful purple blooms, but I love the way they spread. They're a good pollinator plant. You cut them back, they flush again. Might actually be a favorite plant of mine. I think I've decided. Now, let's talk about these cypress balls. So we have 3 of them in these containers that I'm going to put up with summer annuals mostly. The 2 on the end are doing fine. This one, which was the one that was the strongest and did the best for the longest, is half dead. You can see in the back there's still some green growth, but what I realized happened is throughout the year last year, this was really having drainage problems. And I would dig it out, I replaced the soil, I put some rocks in there. Finally, just a few weeks ago, I got these pot risers or these pot feet to raise them up to help with the drainage. And this is the only one that when I raised it up, water came out and it hadn't just rained. So I realized this guy, I think, basically drowned. I think it had wet feet the entire winter. I should probably just pull the whole thing out, and I might, but this new green growth just happened in the last, to me, had to have been just the last week or 2. So I'm going to see if it can recover. I'm going to leave it for now, but there's a good chance that this is going to come out, but we'll see. Okay, some more things. This guy here is going to be a yellow daylily. This is columbine. Now the columbine is fun because I might have planted this one, but there's one here, there's one here, there's a few on this side as well. The columbine, I think, planted, they've kind of spread themselves, which is really nice. They're a really nice shade-tolerant perennial. And I'm pretty sure they're native as well. So I really like them. Things that I might have to do differently back here is the alliums. So this one is coming up fine. This looks exactly how I expected it to. This one does not. There's only 2 green stalks that are coming up. And the fact that this one is not looking great right now is making me think I might take this one out, replace it with something. And if I take this guy out, I'll probably take this one out as well. I won't toss this one, but I might divide it up and move it. But stay tuned. We'll see. Now on this side, the other thing that... So the plant app is telling me, because I couldn't remember everything, it's telling me that this, and 3 more on the other side are all goldenrod. I 100% bought a lot of goldenrod last year, but I remember also buying some asters. So part of me is wondering, number one, this I could believe I put a little soup of goldenrod here. I would not have planted a goldenrod here, so I think this guy planted himself. And then I'm wondering, I mean, did I only do goldenrod? Maybe. Then I don't know what happened to my asters. Maybe they're just not coming up, but I'm going to have a lot of goldenrod back here. Then over here, we have our crabapple that I got from Lowe's, one of the big box stores. I just love the shape of this tree. It's getting these little pinkish red blooms that are just starting to come up. But I just love the shape and the architecture of this plant. It's amazing. More catmint dotted around. Another thing that I think to a degree spreads itself is this Dusty Miller. It's this very soft, fluffy leaf that kind of feels like velvet actually. And then these will get bigger and then they make these really big pink bloom stalks, almost a purplish pink. So there's a couple of these that you kind of just see all over the place. Okay. Then I have this Scotch broom. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I might take this one out. There were 3 of them. I had this one here. There was one right here, and you can see this one in the back. The one that was here, I took out because that was dead. This one is half dead. And this one, while it isn't dead, I've never cut it back because honestly, I just wasn't sure when I was supposed to cut it back, and it's forever flopping over. So while they're kind of nice because they took up a lot of space and they had more of a wispy texture, I might take them both out and replace them with something native that'll serve the same purpose, but maybe fit a little bit better back here. So this is the Nikita persimmon. It's actually one of the last fruit trees that are starting to wake up, but that might make sense because this also fruits a lot later than the other ones. Back here we have a yarrow. I think it's a yellow yarrow that's going to be coming up. I like this texture. I've kind of struggled with yarrow, so I'll see if this one does well this year. I might get some more. They're not supposed to be difficult, but I've struggled for some reason. The other thing that I didn't point out that there's more of kind of dotting along the back are these salvia. There's mostly on this side, there's purple salvia. You'll see in the other big, what we end up half the time calling summer garden bed, there's pink salvia there. And I can't decide if it's the location that they're in or if it's the color, but I feel like in my garden, the purple salvia outperforms the pink salvia. I don't know why, but these are looking really good. I have this rhododendron that still has not bloomed, and I feel like it should have. This is its first year in the ground, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. It's supposed to be some nice kind of pink leaves, pink flowers. It's an English rosum rhododendron, but still haven't gotten any blooms, so we'll see. Then we have the Aurora forsythia. You can see that they're starting to turn a little bit. I guess it's been at least 2 weeks now that we've had just pure yellow. And you can see though now the green leaves are starting to come up and the yellow flowers are starting to go away. But they're not native, but I've got to say they do make a nice pretty border. Okay, and then right before we go through the arch, I have some lilies that I just, again, randomly picked up last year, and they're coming up. So I'm excited to see what these are. Again, don't remember what color, what variety. We're all going to be surprised. Now, if we go through the rose arch, I mean, look at it. Doesn't have any flowers yet, but I mean, I feel like you can see just the way the leaves are going, how full it is. This is going to look awesome. This one's an Eden climber, and this one's a Colette climber. And this is also a testament to sometimes getting the smaller plant is not the worst idea, guys, because so this one was significantly smaller than this one when I planted them. And yes, Eden is ahead. It has more, it's almost all the way over here, but Colette really has caught up. So sometimes, especially when you're talking about trees, not the evergreens quite so much because they can take so long to grow, but the temptation is always to get the biggest and the showiest bloom or plant that's out there. But sometimes getting the smaller specimen, especially when it comes to trees or getting things that are bare root, they grow significantly better oftentimes than when we get things in pots. So I'm really excited for when these bloom. Stay tuned because I'm very excited for that. All right, so if we come more into the backyard, the only other thing on this side really is this lilac that's starting to bloom up. No scent yet. Not yet, but nice and big and bushy. I think she's looking pretty good. I think I need to come in and trim it a little bit more. There's definitely some dead sticks in here that I need to take off, but overall, looking pretty good and pretty healthy. I did plant 1 or 2 more lilacs in here last year, much, much smaller, so nothing from them just yet. Okay, I think we'll go over to the orchard garden now. Okay, so now we're in the orchard row, as I like to call it, and we have the plum. Most of the fruit trees at this point, their blossoms are starting to fade. I don't know that we're gonna get any fruit on this one, but this is only year 2, so I'm actually not really expecting it, but it had some really nice blossoms that you can see are floating away here. I'm gonna insert some pictures of when I had to protect the plum tree and the peach tree because on our last frost date, we had a frost. Mother Nature said, joke's on you, I'm going to get a freeze on your last frost date. And I was so nervous about the plum tree and the peach specifically. So we came out and we covered them with plastic and blankets just for a night or 2 because I said on the off chance that we would actually potentially get some fruit this year, I didn't want to have the blooms die off in the frost. So the plum, another rose down here. This is the flowering apricot that you guys saw already. No more pink blooms. This is really, really early spring. It's just going to put on leafy growth at this point. The peach still has a couple of blossoms on it, and again, probably won't get any fruit, but I did want to protect the blossoms just in case, and did a decent job. They're still here, so fingers crossed, we'll see. Then we have the Fuji apple, which It's waking up pretty nicely, if I do say so myself. Just slowly waking up. This guy has struggled a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. And I'm crossing my fingers that we'll get a few apples this year. The apple trees are at the point where we might be able to get some fruit from them. So that's the Fuji and the Pink Lady. This is really a testament to sometimes just getting them as a bare root. This one was a bare root tree, whereas the Fuji was one that we got in one of those containers. And I told you that one struggled, and this one is very clearly, I mean, I pruned them, but this one very clearly is catching up. The bare root tree, definitely the healthier tree. So if you can get bare root, do it. One thing I wanted to point out to you guys, because I think I mentioned it before, this is a yellow St. Patrick rose that I was not 110% sure was dead when I came out to do the initial rose pruning, but now it's definitely gonzo bonzo. So I'm going to be coming and digging this out. The other thing that I wanted to say, because clearly elephant in the room, is what is happening with the grass. I mean, the grass is looking crazy right now. But I'm leaving it alone because, one, I'm going to be practicing no mow May, which basically means you don't mow your lawn until after May. So basically in June, mostly to let your native plants grow up and to see what's there. And then I'll probably shear it back. But we're going to be doing some different stuff back here. So I'm not even sure exactly how much or where all the grass is going to be. So yes, it's looking crazy, but we're letting it look crazy. Okay, so now we're at the back garden bed, which we often call the summer garden bed because it really shows off in the summer, but it's not doing too bad in the spring. We've tried to incorporate more seasons of interest back here. So you can see we have, back here there's some tulips. Yeah, I guess these yellow guys are tulips actually. I forgot that we had these here. These yellow tulips, there are some tulips and there's some daffodils. I love these peach daffodils. When we get back there, we'll get a little bit closer, but lots of daffodils, a few tulips back here. Things that are waking up, this peony here, which I think will stay here. Then we have this David Austin Golden Celebration Rose, also waking up. This is its first year in the ground, looking pretty good. We have some salvia here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be moving these salvia. I initially wanted them to be a ring around this crepe myrtle, but they don't really thrive. They don't look great back here. So I might move them and see if they do better in another spot, maybe do a little bit of a border with them, but I don't think I'm keeping them here. Same thing with this false cypress and the one here. This one's doing a lot better. It's actually not hating its life in this corner, but that one always gets overcrowded in the summer when everything comes out to bloom. So you can see out of the three of them that we have, that one looks the most straggly. So I'm probably going to move all of them. Other things back here is I have a spirea. I have, and then three. Stink bug landed on me. I have three hydrangeas back here, all kind of purple in color, bluish purple in color. I'm always threatening to move them, so maybe I will. I don't know. Stay tuned. Then the crepe myrtle, which, guys, this is a big problem. Does everybody see what's happening here? I have no idea how I missed this and how this happened, that these two branches are touching. This is seriously a problem because these two branches, if you can kind of look up, this is a big part of the shape of this tree, is this guy. Because the first impulse would be, well, I got to take this out. And I thought about it, and something has to be done, but I'm thinking this is going to be really dramatic, but I can't have them rubbing against each other like this, because as I'm running my finger along it, it's smooth. They're going to do damage. I mean, they're already doing damage to each other and potentially going to damage the whole tree. I'm going to either have to take it out, or I'm going to have to find a way. I've seen people do this where you can get separators to sort of push these apart so that they're not growing into each other. I might try and do that, just because taking out either one of these would be really dramatic to the shape of the tree. I have no idea how this, I don't know how I missed this beginning to happen, but this is going to have to be addressed this year. Okay, that's the most important stuff on this side. Another Japanese maple. This is the one that we got from my mom for Mother's Day. And actually, I was looking at it this year. It's grown a lot this year. I think it's taller than I remember. And it's spreading out a lot. So this is, I think, its year where it's leaping. This is the more bush-like crepe myrtle that gets these nice, pretty, of course, I think it's pretty, purple leaves. This is a Home Depot rose that I'm probably taking out this year. It's coming back, but I'm probably going to be remodeling back here anyway. And so this one I've been limping along for the last 2 years, and I think I'm just going to let it go at this point. We have a lot of roses, and I think this is going to be in the way, and I need to put it someplace else. So this one's probably coming out. The other things back here, oh yeah, there's a yellow lily here that will be coming up, and another peony that's looking really good, actually. This one's coming up stronger than it has in the last few years, but I think I need to move either the peony or, trying to watch my step, or this hibiscus, because this hibiscus, it just, I mean, I love it. It's awesome, but when it blooms, it just takes over, and everything in its path gets smothered out, which is why I'm surprised the peony's doing so well this year. Maybe it's not, maybe it's just finally thriving, but we'll have to see. One of these might need to be moved, and then we have another one back here, which we did move because it was somewhere up there right up front, and that's why that fall cypress was forever getting smothered, and some other plants too. So this one's back here, this one's here. We'll see about the peony. And now that I'm back here, I mean, you can see I really like these little peach daffodils. These little peach centers, I mean, they're just so pretty and cute. I love them. So some more daffs. You can see some tulips are coming up. This is going to be a clump of tulips. But these I love. They're just so stinking cute. Okay, I think that's going to be it for the back garden. Now I'll take you guys through to the vegetable patch. Okay, so now we're going to go through the grape arch, which I have no idea what I'm doing with these grapes, guys. Do you see this? I need to come up and tack these guys up. However, they seem to be waking up, so not dead yet. Gotta say, nature's pretty resilient because I have no idea what I'm doing, but they seem to be doing okay despite me. Now, a couple of things back here. Things that I'm really excited about. The garlic. I mean, look at this garlic, guys. Especially these. Look at them. So beefy. They're going to be so good. We're going to have a lot of good garlic this year, and I'm really, really excited. This is from my winter sowing method experiment, which didn't go so well this year. I don't know if I'll try it again next year, but these I'm going to plant today, actually, along with these onions, although they're not as robust. They're not as much came up, and they're not as robust as I would have liked, but I'm going to plant them in the ground, let them take off. Would probably like some more onions, but we'll see. What? On this side, more changes that are going to happen is these are a large grouping of June-bearing strawberries that I'm going to be taking out of here because I'm going to be putting these strawberries along with the other strawberries that I purchased, the more ever-bearing ones. I think I got Honey One, and Seascape. I'm going to put them all in, well, these are raised beds, but I'm going to have them in more elevated planters and give this back to the summer crops. And so yeah, so this is going to get revamped. My cherry tree, which I love, have not gotten one cherry from. If anybody out there knows what a berry cluster looks like or what the fruiting cluster looks like, because I keep looking at videos and I can't tell. For example, is this a fruit cluster? Am I going to get fruit from these? Or are these just leaves? Like, I don't know. If anybody out there knows, please tell me. I'd be really excited to get some fruit, even just a few this year. But I suppose I will have to, if I do, I'm going to have to figure out how to protect it from the birds because they're out here and they're thieves. Them and the squirrels. And then the last thing we have back here is our little blueberry patch, which is always seeming to do okay. I do think it made some fruit last year, but once again, I didn't protect it from any of the thieving wildlife, so pretty sure the couple of berries that they made, the birds got. So I'll try and be a little bit more diligent this year about that so that hopefully I can get some fruit. And that's about it for back here at this point. Okay guys, so that's it for the April garden tour. Thank you for coming along. If you haven't seen the March garden tour, please go back and look at it because you'll be able to see the vast amount of changes that have happened in just 1 month. And then stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more changes that are happening. Lots of garden remodeling, lots of new garden beds that are going in. So lots of new fun stuff coming up. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful spring, getting ready for the better weather, for the sun, the summer, the fun. And as always, I hope you have a chance to get outside and enjoy your garden. Bye.